And
We are on air. Welcome, everybody, to the Flea Flicker Show. We're your hosts, Sammy Davis Jr. and Freddie Prince Jr.
hello,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
definitely my
little
name, 100%.
look a little different here, but yeah, your usual host, Fred and Dre, coming in live for our podcast here this week in Week 15 of the NFL season. It's moving along faster than
Yes,
hell.
sir.
Playoffs are approaching, and fantasy playoffs are here. Um, yeah, so it's fantasy playoffs for pretty much every league out there. If you're not in fantasy playoffs right now and you're going to week 18, then your league sucks.
Your league stinks, dude. Are you in the playoffs in your leagues?
All except for one.
Are you in it in
And
ours?
that I am in ours. I am in the
Damn,
playoffs in ours.
unfortunate.
Uh, and it wasn't just based on my score this time. Actually, kind of by record as well. So yeah, I know you're in as well, and you won your conference.
Yeah, I'm nervous though because there's some tough teams in there to go against. But I have a bye in the
You're
first week,
you're
so
the first
hey,
round bye, so um, I should have a good squad going up. Now CJ traded me 3 players, so
did he? Of course he did. Of course.
yeah,
Why wouldn't he?
just yeah,
Collusion, collusion. Every year it's collusion with you
yeah.
somehow.
Somehow, right? Even though CJ is the one that usually calls it out every single year and
You should you should be a
accuses score.
Patriots fan. Honestly, it makes more sense.
Speaking of the Patriots, did you see Bill Belichick going to college football,
Yeah, dude.
Chapel Hill, North Carolina?
Yeah, that's where his girlfriend went to school, isn't it?
Is it really his
I
24-year-old girlfriend?
That's what I heard. She graduated from there recently, I think.
It's honestly pretty crazy that his girlfriend's 24 years old. It's
Yeah,
kind of disgusting, honestly.
maybe she'll be a cheerleader for his team.
Maybe. Instead of her going to up to the quarterback like every single football movie, she would just go up to the 75-year-old coach.
Date the coach. I mean, hey, that's an upgrade, right?
Is
Isn't
that
that?
your dad? No, it's my boyfriend.
We're in love.
Have you seen those videos of him like coming out of someone's dorm or apartment, whatever? And he's
I
like
wonder if it
naked.
was hers.
I wonder if it was, but they're pretty funny because it's like this is Bill Belichick coming out of freshman dorms
Freshman. I don't think it was a freshman dorm.
after
That'd be a little
um,
horrifying.
I saw Edelman and Gronk and Brady were all on a talk show making fun of him,
I like it.
just imitating him, and it was pretty funny to see Brady and all those guys just doing their best Belichick impression, like on a visit with an 18-year-old. Like, all right, son, I don't know if you ever heard of me, but my name's Bill. Oh, you don't know if you want to come to us? Well, we don't know if we want you either. So go fuck yourself.
That might be how it goes too. I'm not
It might be
sure.
how it goes. Might be how it goes. Anyway, enough talking about that. Let's look into the games last week. Last week was a pretty fun slate for football. As far as our standings went, I came in last. So
Uh huh.
it was a pretty
Sorry.
close week. No one really ran away with it, though. Second, actually, some guys did.
Oh,
Josh and Tyler. Tyler's hot here at end of the season. Tyler and Josh both went 11-2. You and LJ 9-4,
lame.
and myself 8-5. So only one
Respectable.
loss going into the 4 p.m. slate. I don't think I got a win on the 4 p.m. slate, so
You
that was
just
rough.
did terrible in the afternoon. What are you gonna do?
Terrible in the afternoon. But it is what it is. We're so far on the year. After 14 weeks, LJ is still in front at 143-65, followed by Josh at 141-67, right on his tail. I'm
Yeah.
in the middle again at 136-72. Then we got a switch up here. It's Tyler coming in hot at 130-78 after he was way behind. And you're 129-79. I think it's more Tyler is hot than you've been cold because none of us have had a losing week,
Which
whereas he's just had like 1 or 2 losses. So I
I
think
don't know
that's
how I'm in
the
last.
biggest difference there.
Didn't I have like a one loss week like 2 weeks ago? Like how am I in last right now?
Yeah, with that one loss week, everyone else had like 2.
Are you fudging the record? Is that what's happening right now?
If I was fudging the record, don't you think I wouldn't be third?
That's how bad you have to fudge it. That's how bad. That's how far behind you actually are.
actually haven't gotten any games right this year. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Except Eagles games.
Yeah, those are the only ones I've gotten right. And even then, I still have missed two of them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's pretty much a wrap on that. I did want to kind of do another little Madden thing here. See if you can
Mm.
guess the Madden team. So I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's been a couple
How do I
weeks.
put this? Yeah, well, it's been a couple weeks, but I got one drawn up here. So if you want to put a minute on the clock and let's just kind of roll with it.
Let's do it.
See if you can get it. So starting at quarterback rating is a 78.
Oh,
Running
not
back
great.
rating is an 84. Wide
Mm-hmm.
receiver ratings are 83, 81, and 74. Tight end rating is an 81. There's a couple on here that I think should be higher, but that's just me.
I was gonna guess Giants initially, but I think our ratings are even lower than most of those. So
I think 78 might be generous for Danny Dimes. It
he's
wouldn't be
not there
quarterback
anymore.
anymore. So it's definitely generous for Tommy Cutlets or
That's
Drew Lock.
true.
So,
That's very fair. Madden's probably got them both in the 60s for all I know.
yeah.
75, 78, 78 quarterback.
78 QB, 84 RB. Wide receivers 83, 81, 74. Tight end 81.
Bears.
No.
Damn. So confident. Um, let's see. Tight end 81. Tight end.
81.
That's a decent tight end, and there's not that many good tight ends right now. So that should theoretically get rid of a lot of teams. Semi decent tight end. Could it be the Raiders?
It is not the Raiders.
I'm one for two.
Yeah, it is not the Raiders. I would look at the wide receiver and the RB, like who has a pretty decent but not elite RB and wide receiver 1-2. And kind of go from there. The wide receiver 2 here threw me off. I thought an 81 was very generous.
A generous 80. Broncos.
No.
I rushed. I rushed.
It's been a minute. They are in the AFC. They are on the East Coast. Kind of similar of a play style, I guess, to Bears classically.
AFC in the East Coast. Dude, I'm blanking, dude. My brain's not working. Patriots. It's not the Patriots.
No. It is. You want me to give it to you?
Yeah.
It's the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Damn, I didn't even think of the Steelers. So Russ is a 70 or Russ is a 78.
78. I thought he should be higher.
I would think he'd be higher too.
I should be low 80s.
Freemuth
I think
is an
84
81.
is fine for Najee.
Sure.
81 for Freiermuth. I think that's fine. But as far as an 83 for Pickens, I think you can argue he can be a little bit higher than that, maybe an 85. And then 81 for Mike Williams.
Does he have any catches this year? I haven't even heard his name.
He had a decent game last week, but that's because Pickens was out. But as far as I think 81 is very generous for Mike Williams. Maybe before this season, but right now, no way.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Didn't you mentioned a third receiver too, didn't you?
Yeah, third receiver was Calvin Austin at 74.
Whatever.
Probably a shit grade for him as well, because no one even knew who Calvin Austin was until this year. So.
Well, I mean, this is the fair thing. The Steelers have been screwing me over all year, so this makes sense that I would get it wrong in the Madden.
It makes sense. It's the first one you didn't get.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's a wrap on the Madden, though.
I'm ready to get into
this week.
The frickin' games. Starting with Thursday night football on Prime. I got the little logo. Fred, you can't see it, unfortunately. I got a little Prime logo up there, so we're going to get sued. But we got the Rams going into San Fran to take on the 49ers. Do they even play in San Fran? I don't know. I think they have to, right? This game, though, this game is interesting to me because both teams are a little beat up. The Rams are a little healthier now. The 49ers have been looking pretty rough. This is the Super Bowl. They were the Super Bowl team last year, and now they're probably going to miss out on the playoffs unless they start winning right here, right now. It's pretty much now or never. I think they have to start winning this week, and it's a tough matchup against the Rams, but it's on their home field, so. And it's Shanahan versus McVay. Shanahan, he gets the better of him here and there, or does he have it most of the time? I can't remember. But this is a good game.
Shanahan has a very good record against the Rams.
Yeah, so this is this should in theory be a good game. I can't see the Niners taking it though. I right now as I see it, it should be the Rams for sure. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I do like traditionally the Niners do have the Rams number, but I'm taking the Rams in this one. I'm taking Sean McVay over. God, why am I forgetting the coach? You just mentioned him, the coach of the
McVay.
Niners.
Oh, Shanahan.
The coach of the Niners, Shanahan. Yeah.
Shanny.
I almost said Stevenson. I don't know why. But yeah,
Stevenson.
McVay over Shanahan in this game. The Rams' offense looked absolutely phenomenal last week against the Bills, and the Bills are better than the Niners. So I'm taking the Rams in this game. I think Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are going to show out, even against that defense, and Kyron Williams as well is going to make some noise. Look for a Robinson touchdown there too. So the Rams are going to put up some points in this one. And you and me a couple weeks ago, we made the Rams as our pick to win the NFC West, and in my mind, I don't think that's changed.
Yeah, no, I don't either. The Seahawks are rising, but at the same time, I still think the Rams are gonna just have a better record at the end of the year. I think they're definitely gonna beat. They still play the Seahawks, so I think they're still gonna beat them.
They play the Seahawks week 18. So I think it's going to come down to week 18, and I think the Rams are going to win it to win the division.
Yeah, I would agree with that. What does old Rusty say?
Rusty is saying the Rams as well. He's taking the Rams in this one. He thinks he's a big Cooper Cup guy, so he's going with the Rams. And then Tyler and LJ are both taking the Niners.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, they have more faith in Garendo and Purdy with terrible Debo and no Ayuk. So
Did
we'll see.
is Garendo even playing? I know, didn't he get hurt, or is it not too bad?
As far as I know, he's playing.
Very well.
As far as I know, I'm not the injury guy. That's you, but
I am the
as far
injury
as I
guy.
know, he's playing.
I am the injury guy, and I did zero work on the injury report this week. So it is what it is, huh?
It is what it is.
Yeah, all right. We got a little split there then. I like that. I like that because I wasn't sure if anyone was going to take the Niners to be real. But I mean, like you said, Shanahan has a good record against McVay. They're still talented, even though they have quite a few injuries, and anything could happen on Thursday night football.
Anything can happen.
Let's move to Cleveland. We got the Chiefs. We got the Brownies on Sunday. First game on the slate. This one, honestly, I feel like everyone's going to pick the Chiefs, but you never know what's going to happen when Jameis Winston is on the football field.
Yeah.
You really never know. So I'm going with the Chiefs, but for one, I'm rooting for Jameis and the Browns, and two, I could see it. I could absolutely see. I could see him dropping randomly 35 points on the Chiefs and taking the game.
I can see it as well, and I'm going Chiefs in this one as well. And I think all the boys are going to sweep this one for the Chiefs. I mean, you're not going to knock the Chiefs in this game. But I can certainly see the Browns taking this. Their defense is good enough to slow down the Chiefs' offense, and then, like you said, you don't know what Jameis is going to show up. You can put out 4 touchdowns again and have an absolute monster game and take this, or you can have 4 interceptions. You never know.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Chiefs, they still haven't looked all that great. They've definitely been better since they picked up, was it D-Hop? But
and Pacheco's back.
And Kelsey's been better than at least what he started out not doing anything at the beginning of the year. So the Chiefs they're not back, but they've been better.
No.
But
I saw one of those. Graphs that was like if you flipped every game that this team won by 1 score, the Chiefs had 1 win on the season.
Oh yeah.
So it's wild. Their season.
Yeah, they've been extremely lucky this year. Everyone knows it. They've gotten so many calls go their way. They've gotten balls bounce their way. They've gotten field goals go their way, whether making it or the other team missing it or being blocked. So it's
or just
actually
a straight
crazy.
up a muffed snap. The snap
Yeah.
just completely misses the QB and just hits the ground. It's a fumble. It's picked up for a freaking turnover to finish the game against the Raiders. Dude,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
It's
They
very
made a deal. They made a deal with the devil, and apparently it's still paying off.
it's very frustrating. It is very entertaining though. Like literally every game they're in is just entertaining down to the wire. So
Mm,
you have
right.
to give them that, I suppose. But yeah, we're all picking the Chiefs. Let's move to the next game. I didn't. Let me get our guys off the screen. And in Tennessee, we got the Bengals and the Titans duking it out on Sunday in Nashville. I think this game could actually be good. I am going to, of course, go with who I just think is the definitely better team, and that is the Bengals, of course, with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. But their defense is so bad that I won't put it by them to lose this game to the Titans and Will Levis to have a random really good game against them.
Mm,
Because the
I agree.
Titans do have a decent defense as well, so
Yeah, I agree, and that's what I wrote down here too. I mean, the Bengals, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are absolute monsters. I mean, they're the best wide receiver QB tandem in the I was going to say USA, but in the NFL.
which
They
is
are
the
so good,
USA.
so good. And Chase Brown coming on as well, amazing running back there in the making. But the Titans could put up points in this. Their defense is all right. They could have a really good Calvin Ridley and Will Levis connection there.
Maybe.
Randomly, Okonkwo breaks out for a touchdown here and there, so you could see that happen. Yeah,
Was it Tony Pollard at running back too?
yeah,
He's been
Pollard for
having
2
some
years is
decent
our first.
games, so anything could happen any given Sunday, man.
Yeah,
That's the
any
that's what
given
people say.
Sunday.
What about the boys? Are we
Uh,
sweeping?
yeah, I think everyone's taking the Bengals in this one.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has firm belief in the Titans at all. I think Josh and Tyler are pretty big Will Levis haters, so I think everyone's going Bengals.
I'm a Will Levis fan, but
I do like Will Levis.
he
I mean,
hasn't
Joe
been
Burrow is
great.
now my second favorite quarterback in the NFL outside of Philadelphia because he purchased one of the Batmobiles from the Dark
I
Knight
did see
trilogy.
that.
So that's fucking awesome.
That's
Uh,
ridiculous. I don't think it's
yeah,
even street legal. Like when
it's not.
he's just
Well, he's
gonna
gonna
have
even
it in
get it.
his, I
He doesn't
assume,
even get it for
mansion.
like 3 years.
I mean, old boy's gonna be getting paid a shitload the next 3 years, so I guess it doesn't matter to him.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah,
that's sick though.
I'm a
Um,
little upset that this offense that we're seeing from the Bengals isn't going to be in the playoffs, most likely,
yeah,
unless they need a lot to happen right for them to make it to the playoffs at this point.
yeah, they'd have to win out and count on some losses from other
Yeah,
people.
a lot of losses from other people.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's tragic because Burrow to Chase is like probably the best connection in the league, and
oh, easily,
we won't
easily,
see
dude.
them. Yeah, it's tragic. Maybe next year, guys.
Maybe.
Bengals fans. I mean, you were in a Super Bowl, right? So it'll be all right. Giants haven't been to one in 10 years, which I mean, still got a couple though. Let's move to New Orleans. We got the Commanders. We got the Saints. We got a battle on our hands. No Derek Carr in this one makes it easy to pick for me, and I assume most people. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a clean sweep in this one. Everyone's picking Commanders in this game. Commanders are a pretty good football team. They have good offense. Uh, Coming off a bye, I believe, right? Coming off a bye week
Yes,
where they're gonna face a beat up Saints team that has nothing outside of Alvin Kamara. So yeah, Commanders
dude.
rolling
What
in
do you
this game.
mean? They have All-State Jake Hayner at quarterback. I assume he's starting. I don't think they're giving it back to Spencer Rattler. So maybe Jake
Yeah, I
Hayner
assume he's starting.
it'll be his first start. I think maybe he's going to turn into Tom Brady. Who knows? You never know
Who
how these
knows?
things
Who
happen.
knows? You never know. But with his smolder picks, I don't buy him doing much of anything.
No, I don't either. I wish we got to see more of Chris Olave this year. He was really good last year, and the Saints they had a pretty solid group of weapons at the beginning of the year, and they're tragically like just dead at this point. Uh,
Yeah, dead in the water.
yeah, the Commanders though, I think I want to see Terry go off in this one. That's what I'm hoping for. Scary Terry, baby. I hope it's a Terry game.
Same. The only league I have him in, I have a bye week, so it doesn't really matter to me as long as he says well the next 2 weeks after. But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. I like Jaden Daniels, so
yeah. I think the Commanders have the number 7 uh, slot in the playoffs right now in the NFC. So they'll get one more week towards us getting that playoff spot if they get this win, which I assume they will.
it's true. It's true.
I can't wait. I hope we do see him in the playoffs. Jaden Daniels is fun to watch. Anyway,
It's fun to watch.
moving on to the shitter of the week at MetLife Stadium. We got the Ravens. We got the Giants. We got Tommy Cutlets going up against a defense that is going to maul him into the earth. Yeah, we're all picking the Ravens, I assume. Like, who's going to pick the Giants?
We're all picking the Ravens in this
We
game. No one's
stink.
picking Tommy Cutlets. I mean, the Ravens are tanking for, or the Giants are taking for a draft pick.
Tank for Tua, baby.
So, tanking for Tua.
Yeah, dude. We're going to trade everybody for Tua because we like concussions. But, yeah, the Giants are god-awful, man. Did you?
They're not taking this. You're tanking.
I assume we're going to get like 40 points dropped on it. It's going to be like 40 to maybe 7. I don't even know if we're going to score a touchdown. We haven't thrown a touchdown pass in like 3 weeks. So, it's been so fun to watch. It's been amazing. I at this point, like, I don't know how Dayball survives with how the Giants are playing. Like, it's awful.
I don't either. I've seen in the rumor mill about Cam Ward coming there as a pick, and then the offensive coordinator from Miami also coming in. I don't know if that's something you've seen
with Dayball
at all, but yeah,
I'd be interested in that. I'd give him. I mean, I'm like 50-50. I'd be like okay if Dayball comes back next year, but I really don't want it to be a Matt Eberflus situation where he just gets canned like 4 games in,
But what you really want is Cam Ward being drafted.
I do.
And then also getting Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson. That'd be sick. I would very much so enjoy that. I don't know if he would want to come to New York though.
I don't know if he will either. I mean, he's going to be the hottest commodity of any coaching candidate. So, yeah.
I think we'd. I think after Dayball, we'd want like a change kind of guy, an organizational change, like a Mike Vrabel. Exactly. There we go. That's kind of who I think. I haven't heard anything about rumors of Vrabel. I was hearing Belichick rumors before he took the North Carolina job. Honestly, it's probably going to be Dayball unless something crazy happens. Did you see before the game last week, somebody flew a plane over the stadium with a banner that basically told John Mara to can everybody?
No.
It said fix this dumpster fire or something like that. It's like, oh no, we got planes.
Oh man.
The guys that I follow talking Giants, they were saying what if a second plane comes, and then they then they talked about sharing the meme. I guess I don't know if it's a meme, but of when Bush hears about the second tower getting hit, and it's like there's a second plane, whispering to John Mara. It's fucking ridiculous. All right, we've talked enough about this trash game. Let's move to Carolina. We got the Cowboys and the Panthers duking it out in this one. And this one is a little harder to pick than some of the other games, I think. The Panthers have been a little better. The Cowboys have been kind of trash, but I don't think they're as bad as their record shows. I like Cooper Rush, and they still have CeeDee Lamb, and that might be it. I don't know, but
it's really just CeeDee Lamb. But even him, he's been pretty. Most games, except for against the Bengals, who have the worst defense in the league, CeeDee Lamb hasn't done all that much.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot to have faith in for the
True.
Cowboys. And I'm rolling with somebody that I said that I would never roll with.
Ooh.
I'm rolling with Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers to take this down.
Oh, he's doing it, guys.
I'm doing it. I'm doing
Fred's
it.
going with the
Uh,
Panthers.
I'm going with the Panthers. Feels weird to think the Panthers are going to possibly get a win that I would pick.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going with them. They're playing good football. They're playing good defense. Their defensive coordinator is very good, and he's got that secondary playing great.
Yeah.
As far as offense goes, they're not turning the ball over, which is huge. It's a huge growth step for Bryce Young. He's not turning the ball over. He's playing smart football and playing within himself, and absolutely peppering Adam Thielen with targets. So,
Yeah.
if he's still available in your league, which he's apparently available in like 50% of leagues, go ahead and pick him up because he's gonna get you 10+ targets.
Yeah, dude. Adam Thielen, I think, may have been the big change here because Bryce Young clearly loves and trusts Adam Thielen to throw the ball his way, like whenever anything happens.
Yeah,
We knew it last year, even though Thielen was this old dog coming in that like we didn't think was going to be all that great. He had a really good year with Bryce Young last year, even though the Panthers were absolutely terrible and Bryce Young had bad stats. And this year, he's been hurt most of the time. He comes back, the Panthers start looking good on offense, or at least decent. So I agree with your point, and also I hate the Cowboys, but I don't want to pick the same thing as you. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys getting the win here. I hope they don't. I'm rooting for the Panthers, but I don't know.
now you
Something.
say you don't want to pick the same thing as me, but what do you think LJ, Josh, and Tyler are picking in this game? We can actually tell you what Josh is picking. Uh, what do you think Tyler and LJ are picking in this game?
I honestly am not sure. I want to say Tyler is picking against the Cowgirls because he absolutely despises them. I think more than us, maybe even.
It's possible. It's certainly possible he's picking the Panthers. I can tell you for a fact that Rusty is. Rusty is picking the Panthers in this game, so I'm not alone in that one.
Rusty is agreeing with Fred. Um, what about LJ? What is LJ doing?
I
That's the
think
big
LJ's going
divide.
Cowboys.
I also, yeah, I would say he's going with the Cowboys. He's with me. Tyler is right in the middle. He's not even picking. No, I'm just kidding. I think Tyler is picking the Panthers, right? Going with you? Going with
I
the
think
Hedgehog?
so. I think so.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a split either way. Splitting towards the Panthers. I think that makes sense. I mean, it's a home game for them. It should be a close game. The Panthers have looked better, like we said.
Yeah.
For the Cowboys, I wonder when they're gonna switch to Trey Lance. Like the season is pretty much over for them.
Just do it. Just do it. There's no reason not to.
Yeah, they got to see what they have. They literally traded a draft pick for him. It was like a third rounder too. Like, see what you have in the guy. I get it that Cooper Rush isn't doing bad, but you got to see what you have in Trey Lance before he's gone.
Yeah, they think they're going to be in the contention for not only the playoffs but a Super Bowl at all times. So I will say that Trey Lance probably will not play until like week 18.
Yeah, the last game of the season, I could see that. I hope he gets 2 games at least, 17 and 18. But
Yeah.
I could see what you're saying could happen. Yeah, that's a good split though. I think that'll be a decent game. Maybe not so great to watch, but maybe it will be. I don't know. Let's move to Jacksonville. We got the Jets and the Jaguars in a battle for shittiest team in the the league. No, they're both better than the Giants probably, so I shouldn't be talking shit. This is another game that could be interesting though, because right at this moment, I don't know who I want to pick between them. Neither of them have been great. Trevor Lawrence is dead. Mac Jones is going to be starting. He's had some pretty solid games this year as a starter. Not amazing, but solid. Better than his last year with the Patriots, at least.
Yeah.
And the Jets, I mean, they have a terrible record and they've lost some pretty gross games, but honestly, I still don't think they're terrible. I think they can win games like this one against the Jaguars. Um, and I am actually screw it. I am gonna go with them as well. in this one.
Yeah,
Why not?
I'm also going with the Jets in this one. I just think they just have more of like a better constructed roster. I mean, take away Aaron Rodgers, they still have Devontae Adams, they still have Garrett Wilson, they still have Brees Hall, they still have Braylon Allen, they still have just a lot more than what the Jags can offer. The Jags have a beat up Evan Ingram who may play this week, who knows? And Etienne, who's been trash this year. Tank Bigsby, who has been decent at times, but is also not good himself. And then Thomas, their rookie wide receiver, is really their only consistent receiver threat.
Mm-hmm.
Parker Washington can't have a lot of faith in him. And Mac Jones at QB, I don't love it.
Yeah.
So I'm going Jets in this one.
Yeah, that's all fair. I think it'll be a good game though. I think the Jags are going to keep it close, and I think they could win the game. But yeah, I just trust. I think the Jets have more pizzazz to them. I think Garrett Wilson could have a decent game. He hasn't been great this year, but he's had some good games.
No.
Um,
He's had some good games. Devontae Adams has really eaten into that.
True.
He's been pretty hot of late with Aaron Rodgers. They've reconnected their old kind of friendship that they have. But I mean, both receivers are better than what the Jags can offer right now. And Aaron Rodgers with a clean pocket is still pretty solid. And the Jags do not have a good pass rush, so I don't see them getting to Aaron Rodgers and forcing him to get rid of it quickly. So I'm taking Jets.
Yeah. What about
Jets
Rusty?
were actually the team that I have written down for Vrabel going to as a coach.
I can see it. I think he would love
Because
to
they
be
also
in New
they
York.
also need a huge culture change, and he is defensive coach, and they do have good defensive pieces in place already. So
Yeah, I think that'd be kind of sick. I would love that for the Jets. What's Rusty got?
Jets. Rusty's also taking the Jets in this one.
There we go. That's 3 down. We're not gonna sweep, are we?
We might sweep. I can't really see anybody taking the Jets.
Fred said it. He can't see anybody taking the Jack. Not even Tyler, dude. No, probably not. I think he would.
Not even Tyler. I feel like Tyler just loves Aaron Rodgers. He just like his whole like against the system type thing. It just fits Tyler. So I
Yeah.
think Ty's taking the Jets.
Fair enough.
Riding with his god of Aaron Rodgers.
All right, we're sweeping with the Jets. Jaguars fans are losing their minds. They probably like want to lose at this point. They want a higher pick anyway.
Probably.
Just like the Giants. So let's move to Houston. The Dolphins and the Texans. This might be my game of the week, actually. Off the top of my head, I'm not positive, but I do really like how this game looks to me.
Yeah.
The Texans have been a little better since with Mixon, at least since he came back, but they still aren't like this juggernaut of a team. And the Dolphins have been pretty hot lately. I know they just barely beat the Jets last week, but they still got the dub, and they're trying to make the playoffs. So they're fighting in every single game. Tyreek Hill has looked better as of late. Since Tua came back, pretty much. Yep.
Devin Chain after Tua's been back has
Yeah.
been elite. So
It's kind of like the opposite of last year. Last year they started out really hot and then like cooled off. This year it seems like they're starting to get hot towards the end of the year, which is kind of more what you want to happen anyway. I don't know if it's enough for me to pick the Dolphins though. That's the thing. What's Rusty got? Let's start with old Rusty.
yeah, Rusty. Like you said, he's a Bills hater. So he's not a fan of Swish the Fish. He's riding with the Dolphins in this one. I think Rusty wants them to get into the playoffs and just beat the Bills. So
Why is he a
he's
Bills
taking the
hater?
Dolphins.
I don't understand the hatred for the
I
Bills.
don't understand it. But he's taking the Dolphins in this game. He's loving the Tua and Tyreek connection, and
Dude, I love it too. I don't blame
loving
him.
that McDaniel offense.
What about the boys? What do you think they're doing?
The boys. I'm thinking Tyler is going to take the Dolphins.
Big Dolphin guy.
I think he looks and acts just like Mike McDaniel. So I think he's taking the Dolphins.
That's fair.
And I think LJ is rolling with me. I think LJ is taking the Texans.
Ooh.
We're both pretty big CJ Stroud guys. Dolphins have not really beaten a good team. They're beating bad teams just like last year. They're getting better at the end of the year, but they're still beating bad teams. So I'm saying the Texans are still a good team. They have a pretty decent defense. CJ Stroud's a good quarterback. Nico Collins is back there. Uh, like you said, they've got Mixon back there as well. So I think the Texans are taking this one at home.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think I'm gonna agree with you and LJ on this one and take the Texans as well. Mostly just because they're at home in Houston. I think it'll be a really close game. I think the Texans are gonna put some points on the board. I think the
Mm-hmm.
Dolphins are gonna put some points on the board. Ultimately, though, the Dolphins' defense still isn't amazing, and the Texans should theoretically win this one. So that's what I'm going with. Yeah, the Dolphins need it more though. That's the thing. Like my gut almost wants me to switch it up and take the Fins, but I'm gonna stick with the Texans. I'm
Yeah,
sticking with it.
I think it's a good. I think it's a smart choice.
Yeah, I really do like that game, and screw it. That is my game of the week. I'm going with it. There is another good game later on, but I'm going with this one.
There's some good games later on.
Yeah. Speaking of later on, getting into the afternoon games, the first one on the dock is in Mile High Stadium in Denver. We got the Colts and the Broncos. This game is extremely easy for me to pick. I think it's going to be a absolute slaughter because the Broncos defense is going to just completely confuse Anthony Richardson, and it won't even be close in my opinion. I think the Broncos are going to run away with it, and this is going to be their defining game to realize that this is a real team to look at to that can actually do some damage. So
Yeah,
yeah, Broncos.
yeah, the Broncos are going to absolutely slaughter the Colts in this game, and their defense is way too much for Anthony Richardson to do anything with. And I think it's a clean sweep. I think everyone's going to pick the Broncos in this game. They look good offensively. They look good defensively. They're way ahead of schedule. Jeez, jeez, Christ, dude.
You good?
Yeah, good. Yeah, Broncos are taking this game.
Yeah, I think so too. It's yeah, we talked about it. Their defense is really good. Bo Nix has stepped into his own. I think I also trust the coach more, Sean Payton. Although I do like Steichen, I think Sean Payton's definitely better at this point in time, at least. Um, and yeah, the Colts, they're not going anywhere. So they do need the win. They're still in the hunt against the Texans.
In the hunt.
Yeah, well, they're only 2 games behind the Texans, so it theoretically.
You called me crazy. I said at the beginning of the season, Colts are going to come in second in that division. You said no way.
I still think that's crazy. I still think the Jaguars are a better team, but the Colts, they just win these random games. Anthony Richardson can randomly get hot. Steichen's a good coordinator, so he play calls well. But yeah, the Broncos should clearly win this game. So
clearly.
Don't want to talk about that one too long because it's obvious in our opinion. Let's move to, oh man, this is actually, you know what? I'm switching it. This is the clear game of the week. I I can't. Why did I even pick the other one? In Detroit, we got the Bills and the Lions, 2 teams that are in the playoffs already, going at it here. Lions are trying to keep the conference title. They're a game ahead of the Eagles right now, so they want that first round bye. The Bills, they're trying to take the Chiefs down and get the first round bye on the other side of the board. So this one should be extremely fun to watch. Josh Allen can go off at any given week, so you can't just say that the Lions might be better, although I do think the Lions are the better overall team. The Bills just have that firepower. Josh Allen went absolutely insane last week. What do you have? 6 touchdowns total? Like
6 touchdowns.
Holy crap.
3 passing. Absolutely insane game.
Monster game. And he
like 52 points or something like that in fantasy.
He has to be. I feel like that's like his MVP game right there.
Yeah.
Like I realize Lamar Jackson is having an amazing season, but that game
what Josh Allen
is
doing with it.
Yeah.
With on offense.
He does not have Derrick Henry.
He does not have Derrick Henry. He does not have Zay Flowers. This Josh Allen, the broader work that he has put together this year is beautiful. It's great. It's amazing. It's an amazing display of football. Losing Steph Diggs made him a far better quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He has
I agree.
Amari Cooper now, which if he gets healthy should be great for the playoff run.
Yeah. And
But he
Amari
still hasn't been
Cooper,
healthy. He's only been there for what, 2 games that he's actually played.
yeah, something
So
like that.
yeah,
I think
Josh
Amari
Allen's great.
Cooper is an overall better player. Not better player. Stephon Diggs is more talented in my opinion, but Amari Cooper I think is a better player for the Bills for Josh
Yeah,
Allen because he can spread the ball around and Amari Cooper won't lose his mind like Stephon
right,
Diggs ever did
right,
every other game.
right.
But yeah, I am going to go with the Lions though in this one at home in Detroit.
I thought so.
Jared Goff still looks really good. He'll have his off games, but for the most part, he looks really good. He can take over a game when he needs to, when he wants to, but he can also, every once in a while, he will have a dud game. You do see that happen. I don't think that will be this game. I think the Lions are going to come in, they're going to see a team that they could see in the playoffs, in the Super Bowl. This is literally the Super Bowl that I want. That the I think the
So
America wants.
yes, I was gonna say this is the Super Bowl that America wants.
Yeah,
This
and
is the Super Bowl everyone wants to see. Both teams have not won a Super Bowl, so it
mm-hmm.
makes everyone happy going in.
Yeah, and both teams deserve it. Also, they've been so good,
Mm-hmm.
and I just think the Lions just overall are a little better. But the Bills have that explosive opportunity that the Lions don't have quite as much. So
Yeah,
it could go either way. What do you think?
this is the game of the week. These teams are amazing. I like both teams, but I'm going with the Billies in this game.
Hey,
The Billies are going to be hungry, and they are just going
they're
to be chomping at the
hungry.
bits to prove themselves, especially coming off of that rough loss last week. They're going to put up points, and they're going to come storming to the Lions to try to stop that offense. So I'm taking the Bills.
I like it. I think I know who Rusty's taking, but I'm gonna let you tell me.
Rusty is taking the Lions.
Yeah, for sure.
He hates the Bills. I'm saying Tyler is also taking the Lions.
Okay.
He's a big Lions guy. He's big. Why am I blanking on their coach's name again? Every single coach. I want to point
Uh,
out if I can blank on their names.
kneecap biting. Was it Dan?
Yeah,
Dan?
Dan Campbell.
Dan
Yeah, yeah,
Campbell. Yeah,
yeah. Tyler likes Dan Campbell. So I mean, who doesn't like Dan Campbell? He's fucking awesome.
he's a
The
beast.
the one that I am puzzled on, I don't know who LJ is going to pick.
I
Um,
yeah. I
he's a
don't
big
either.
Buffalo guy, so I have him chalked down as Buffalo, but it could very well go Lions.
Yeah, I could see him going either way. Let's he'll go Buffalo for now. We'll see if he changes his mind. Um, I like the split though. Either way, it should be a split. This is a really good game.
Yeah.
Um, I have a question. Do you think, and I don't think this would be legal, but do you think if the Lions tight end room was to get decimated by injury, would Dan Campbell suit up and run out there to do some blocking, maybe catch a pass?
I don't think he would,
No?
but I'd pay to see it. I'd pay to see it.
That'd be so funny.
That'd be great.
Dan
Oh,
Campbell
Dan Campbell
is putting
running
on
in from the sun.
he's he's putting on a jersey right now. What is he do? Oh my God, he's going in. Who's calling the
Wait a minute.
plays?
Wait a minute, folks. Who's that coming out of the locker room right now? Oh my God! It's Dan Campbell. It's Dan Campbell.
Do 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 do. It's like a WWE entrance. I could see it. He'd kill it in WWE, by the way.
Emerging from the tunnel. Who is that? Who is that figure? Who is that man?
Shrouded in
Dan
mystery.
Campbell.
We thought he was sick this week. Yeah. But yeah, I like that. That's game of the week material. Everyone keep that one on the schedule. You're going to want to watch it. Next, we got Fred's favorite team, another candidate for game of the week here. The Steelers are heading in to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles in the battle for Pennsylvania. This one, in my opinion, is going to be a really good game. Fred, do you think it's going to be really good, or are you just going to for some reason, think that the Eagles are going to go absolute ham.
No, I think it's going to be a good game. These are two good defenses going against each other. Steelers have been a good defense for years. TJ Watt is a monster. The Eagles currently have a top 3 defense in the NFL, so that defense is going to be a problem for Russell Wilson, and especially for Najee Harris there in the backfield. But I think Pickens is going to struggle against Quinton Mitchell in this game. I don't think it's going to be a super high scoring game. But it ultimately comes down to the guy that's been there all season for Philly and is going to set the NFL rushing and all-purpose yards record, Saquon Barkley. Saquon
Maybe
Barkley is going to be the X factor in this game, is going to get the win.
he might set that record while we're in attendance watching.
He
That would
very
be
well might do
amazing.
that against his former team. How poetic! How poetic!
Dayball will get fired immediately if that happens. I can't. Shane will too. He will. Mara will fire both. He didn't want to get rid of Barkley. He will fire both of them immediately if that happens. And I think it will. I really do think it's going to happen. So, but yeah, I'm also picking the Eagles. I wanted to pick the Steelers, but looking at Saquon and Najee, I'm picking Saquon.
Yeah,
I yeah. So I think I don't think it'll be a high scoring game. I think that's what you said as well. Um, but we could see a few fireworks. I mean, AJ Brown can be good here and there. You know, he can have his
yeah,
big games.
he did just call out the passing game for getting him 4 targets last game. So every time that AJ does that, he gets peppered with targets the next
And
game.
there we go.
So watch him to get like 10 plus.
Yeah, so I think him and Saquon are going to do a little bit of damage, enough to get the win here. What about the boys?
Yeah, Josh is taking Philly, which was a little bit of a surprise for me. I thought he was going to take the Steelers in this game. But Tyler's for sure taking Pittsburgh. Tyler does not like the Eagles. Tyler picks against the Eagles every single time he can, no matter who the opponent is. So Tyler's taking the Steelers in this. And I think LJ's taking the Eagles. LJ is kind of a closet Eagles fan, I think.
Yeah, he might be.
He
He's a
takes
weird
the
dude,
Eagles
man.
a lot of weeks. A lot of weeks. Or he's just smart and knows football because they only have 2 losses. So.
Oh, I don't know about all that, but I'm glad Tyler's taking the Steelers, though. I think someone should, because they could definitely win this game, despite 4 of us taking the Eagles. Yeah, I'm pumped for this one. I will be switching back and forth between that and the Lions game. I think should be some good football
For
on.
sure.
Yeah.
Should sign up for YouTube TV. They should play both of them. Sign up for a free trial of it. They do have a 2-screen game option, and you can watch both games. So as long as there's 2 games that are televised, you can watch both of them at the same time.
As long as you have 2 screens.
No.
You put them on one screen.
It splits the screen.
Wow, I learned something new today. I didn't know that was a thing.
So do the free trial. Doesn't hurt to try it. And if it's both games on there, you can watch both at the same time.
There you go. Or you can sail the high seas.
You can also do it for the 1 p.m. slate, and you can watch 4 games at the same time.
4 games at once. That's a lot of football on one TV.
I think you can. I do it for college football. I haven't done it for. I don't know if you can for NFL. You might be limited to 2, but I know college football you can watch 4 at the same time.
Speaking of college football, real quick, I'm so happy Alabama is not in the playoffs this year. That was amazing to me. I don't care about SMU, but Alabama not making it is just fantastic, especially after
Alabama
last year.
Not making it is amazing, dude. Amazing.
Yeah.
No one likes Alabama.
I saw a lot of Texans.
Roll Tide. They can roll all the way to hell.
Oh my goodness! I saw a lot of Texas fans being like really upset with their last game. By the way, obviously the loss against Georgia. What's your take on that, real quick?
The red zone. They moved the ball the entire game. They torched the Georgia defense. Quinn Ewers threw for over 300 yards. The only thing they couldn't do was run, which Georgia also couldn't do until the 4th quarter. But they were going up and down the field all game. They should have been up big early, but they either settled for field goals, a missed field goal, or turned the ball over. So they really beat themselves. If you're getting to the red zone 5+ times and you're struggling to score, it's on you.
Yeah, I have
It's on you.
I have a friend that I was in the Marine Corps with,
Mhm.
Swayze, but he's a big Texas fan. He was like calling for Ewer's head after the game. I was like, oh my god, I didn't think he was that like bad.
No, he's not. He's not bad, and I think a big thing is coming off of his injury. His mobility is limited, and I think that's a big part of his game is being able to break away and extend plays, which he can't really do right now because of his leg. So I do
Mm-hmm.
think that's limiting him. I think it's limiting the offense a little bit, but I'm not going to call for his head. It's not like he's a
Yeah,
bad quarterback at all. You could argue that Arch Manning could be a better play right now
could
because of
be.
that
You don't
injury that
know
Quinn
though.
Ewers has had. But Arch Manning also hit a 4 game stretch this year. Didn't play any ranked teams, any good teams that will let you say he's going to be our quarterback in the
Yeah,
playoffs. Who knows? Granted, you could see a situation kind of similar to what happened with like Jalen Hurts when he was at Alabama and Tua came in the national championship and he took over. We'll see. But if that
we'll
happens in a
see.
game, you could see it. But until
Hey,
it happens in a game where the offense isn't moving, I'm not calling for Arch Manning.
yeah, let's roll with Ewers. Let him finish out his Texas career, huh?
He's the guy that got them there. So
Yeah, exactly. Um, Real quick, another one. West Virginia news. We brought back Rich Rod, baby. He was our coach back in the day with Pat White. Back when we were actually really good. Back when I fell in love with the West Virginia. So, yeah, eat shit pit. Let's go Mountaineers. All right, let's get back to it.
Rich Rod. Yeah. Just staying with the college football a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Arizona State at the 4 seed.
Ooh, Arizona. We're about to talk about Arizona. Go on. What?
Arizona State as the 4 seed is wild.
Mm.
And I get that they won their conference, but they were the 15 seed before that. Now they're number 4.
Yeah, it's the seating is pretty. The playoffs in general pretty crazy this year. I think with nil, I think teams just got kind of better. They were able to actually bring people in that to make their teams better, so they can compete with like the big SEC dogs and stuff. Um, but yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know who they would have had ahead of them though, right? Like what BY
Yeah.
or Boise State, or they are
Yeah,
ahead of them
you're
already, aren't they?
Boise State's the number 3. You're not going to
The other
put.
options, SMU? No.
Yeah, I
Clemson?
mean, I don't know who you would put there. I mean, because Texas has 2 losses,
Well, it has to
so they
be.
shouldn't be in the top 4.
The thing is, it has to be a championship winner.
Oh, it does. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. See, I don't. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So
So
it
that
would
makes
have.
sense, I guess. Then,
Yeah.
but that makes sense, I guess. It's just wild because they went from 15 to 4 because they won their conference.
Yeah.
But
Well, it was supposed to be
I
SMU.
surely like the schedule for Texas then because they play Clemson, who's the worst team of the playoffs, and then their second round matchup would be Arizona State.
It'd be really funny if they just lost to Clemson, though.
For you,
For me, definitely for me.
you think it's hilarious.
All right. Speaking of Arizona, though, let's get back to it. The next game on the docket in Arizona, the Patriots and the Cardinals. This is another game that I think could be a pretty good one simply because I like Drake May uh, quite a bit, and I think the Patriots have a decent chance. The Cardinals are on a losing streak right now, um, and they've fallen out. They were leading their division. Now they're in like I think third. I think they're behind the Rams too. So the Cardinals desperately need this win. The Patriots don't really need it, but you want to see it happen, especially as a Giants fan. I want them to stay ahead of us in the draft. But but yeah, I think it could go either way. I'm tempted to pick the Patriots. What are your thoughts on this one?
I was also kind of back and forth on this. The Patriots at times look pretty solid. I mean, Drake May is, I think, a pretty decent quarterback. I just think the Cardinals have a better team than the Patriots.
Yeah,
Cardinals maybe don't have the best team in the league or their division, or they don't have, honestly, they don't have the third best team in their division.
fair.
They have the fourth best team in their division. They were just riding a high there for a bit. But they have good pieces. I mean, they have James Conner. Kyler Murray's pretty decent this year. And the chemistry is kind of back and forth between him and Marvin Harrison Jr. Trey McBride's elite. And really, the X factor in this is Marvin Harrison Jr. with Kyler Murray. Can they have a really good game together? Games they are doing well together, they're solid. They're good.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're not, it's tough. So I'm picking Cardinals.
Yeah, I am going to agree with you. I like I said, I was tempted to take the Patriots, but overall, the Cardinals just have more talent and they should
Mhm.
win this game. But Drake May could win it. He could take over. You never know what happens. What's Rusty got?
Rusty is picking the Patriots in this game.
Good for
Um,
Rusty. What a guy.
he's picking the Patriots, and honestly, I'm putting LJ and Tyler there as well. I think LJ and Tyler are both going to go with the Patriots. LJ seems to go with the Patriots a lot of weeks.
Hmm.
And then no. I'm going to pick LJ with the Cardinals. LJ likes the Cardinals. Tyler's going Patriots because Tyler has said numerous times Cardinals stink, so he's going with the Patriots.
All right, so we got a split there, a pretty solid split. I like it. 3 for the Cards, me, you, and LJ. 2 for the Pass with Rusty and Tyler. It could go either way. So I think this is a week where somebody could really take over in our little battle of picks, and this is a game that
Certainly can.
could help decide it. So yeah, this game I probably won't be watching, unfortunately, because there's such good afternoon games already on the slate. But
There really are, and there's better ones to come. So
yeah, speaking of moving to LA. I almost said San Diego. Still messing that up. We got the Buccaneers and the Chargers in a battle that both teams need to win. The Buccaneers in charge of their division only by a few, like, is it a game or 2 games ahead of the Falcons? They need to
it's
keep
one game.
winning. They just
Yeah,
got over the hump into a winning record last
yeah.
week, so they need to stay in that lane. And the Chargers, on the other hand, are they have a wild card right now, and they want to maintain that. So very important game for both teams. I could see this one going either way. I really like Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans as that duo there on the Buccaneers. I still like Sterling Shepard as well as one of the top receivers there. But the Chargers, their defense has been very surprising to me this year. They've been quite good, and the offense, despite being having a lack of talent, have been getting wins as well. So
Mhm.
this one also could go either way, in my opinion. What's Rusty got, dude? Let's start with him.
Let's start with Rusty. Rusty's picking the Chargers in this game. So nothing, no tiptoeing around it. Rusty's picking the Chargers. I don't have any insights really on why he's picking the Chargers, so I'm gonna go with my insights right now. So
Yeah.
my insights, I do like Baker Mayfield. I do like Mike Evans. I think their connection is great. I think the Bucks are an exciting team.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, though, Chargers defense is very good. It's above schedule. Their offense is above schedule. Um, I think that they're going to take this game. Ladd McConkey is back this game, and they had a really good game, really good showing last week against Kansas City without Ladd McConkey. So he's back this week and going against a terrible Bucs secondary. I'm
Yeah.
saying Justin Herbert's having a really good game this week and throwing for 3 touchdowns.
I could see it. I could definitely see it. I mean, they also got Jim Harbaugh coaching, so it's a really good coach team also. So I could definitely see it. What's LJ and Tyler doing?
um,
I need to know before I make my pick.
I think they're both going Chargers.
I also thought that. So I am going. I can't leave my boy Baker without anyone picking the Buccaneers this week. So I am going to have to go ahead and pick the Bucks and hope that I get one up on you guys. I'm going to say that
That's very possible.
Baker's going to feel dangerous in this one, despite the difficult defense. And we're going to see some fireworks here. And they're going to win this one by the skin of their teeth. Is Matt Gay still their kicker? I don't know who.
I have no idea. I have
I
no
don't
idea.
know. I'm saying their kicker wins it for
No,
him though. In
it's
the end,
McLaughlin, right?
is it McLaughlin? Yeah, I'm gonna say McLaughlin wins this one for him though. In the end, then with a kick. Well, time expires. Let's go Buccaneers.
All right.
All right. So next we got Sunday Night Football in Seattle. 12th man in attendance for this one. We got two of the northern teams in the Packers and the Seahawks. Will we get snow in this game? I didn't check the weather. I hope so. I think Seattle's got a dome though anyway, don't they? So we probably won't see anything.
Is there's a dome or is it just covered on the seats?
I'm not sure. It could be
I
just
think it's
covered on the
just covered
seats.
on the seats.
I don't remember seeing Seattle games in snow though. Is that a thing that we ever see?
I don't know. Does it just rain there? Does it snow in Seattle?
It's gotta snow. It's really up north.
I know it rains a shit ton, but it's coastal though. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Either way, it should be a cold game.
Yeah.
Yeah, these two teams. I think the Packers have gotten back to. They've kind of gotten back to their winning ways. I mean, they've been winning all season, but they had some rough showings in the middle of the season. I think they're back to looking pretty good. The Seahawks, though, have also been on a bit of a streak here. They took hold of the division with their win against the Cardinals, and they're looking to win this one too and stay on top of that division ahead of the Rams too. So I think this could be a good game. I think it might be one-sided though in the opinions. What do you think?
Yeah, Josh has taken the Packers. I'm also saying that LJ and Tyler are taking the Packers as well. Um, I think they're just going to take them as the better seed, a better team there on paper, I guess.
Yeah.
I, however,
No way.
am
Are you?
taking the Seahawks.
Oh, he's doing it. 12th
I'm
man.
doing it. I'm taking the Seahawks, and it's not so much that I think the Seahawks are better. The Seahawks are playing good football right now. Their defense is rising. With the coordinator coming from the Ravens and being their head coach now, that defense is starting to play very well lately. The running game started to pick up, and I personally think Charbonnet is a better running back for them than Walker.
That's kind of a bold
So
take.
yeah, I think Charbonnet is like a better overall running back. Not a knock on Kenneth Walker. I think Kenneth Walker is a very good running back, but
Hmm.
I just think Charbonnet fits their system better,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But I'm going with the Seahawks really because the Packers only have one win against a team with a winning record.
Do they?
So that is extremely telling for a team that has a 9-4 record.
Hmm.
Um, that only one of those 9 wins is against a winning team.
I like it, dude. I was going to pick the Packers, but with West Virginia hiring Rich Rod, I'm rolling with my WV boys, and Geno Smith is one of my favorites. I gotta
I
go
like it.
with him this week. I think he's gonna have a huge game. I think he's a big Rich Rod fan too. I think he's excited, and he's gonna be playing with his heart on his on his sleeve. I mean, or whatever the saying is. I'm taking the Seahawks. I like your point though too. The Packers have only beaten one team with a winning record. I think I've mentioned it before. They just haven't looked as good as their record says and as good as people think they are. Jordan Love, despite having good stats, he can be a little gunslinger like. He's a bit he's like halfway between Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a happy middle ground where he does gunsling here and there. He's definitely more safe with the ball than Brett Favre ever
Mhm.
was too, but yeah, I think he can make mistakes, and I think the Seahawks defense can make him make some mistakes. Jordan Love has been, or Julian Love rather, the safety on the Seahawks. I think he might get a pick in this one. I think he might bait Aaron Rodgers in this one. Leonard
You mean you mean
Williams.
you mean Jordan Love? You might bait Jordan Love.
Yes, thank you. Um, I think he can bait
Love
him
on
into a
love crime.
pick. Yeah, love on love crime, love to love connection, and I think Leonard Williams might get to the passer here as well. I do think it'll be a really good game, and the Packers could definitely win it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I also think it's gonna be a good Sunday night football game.
Yeah, I like it, and I love Geno Smith, baby. On to the last game. Wait, are there two Monday games? There might be
There's
two.
two on
There are
two
two.
Monday games.
On to the first Monday night football game on
Both of them should be
ESPN.
clean sweeps.
Yes, both of them should be clean sweeps. So we're not going to go into it too much. I do say the Bears have been looking better, but in Minnesota, the Bears and the Vikings in a divisional matchup, which always makes it more interesting. But yeah, I think all of us would agree that the Vikings are simply
Mm-hmm.
the better team in this one and should get the win. Sam Darnold's been looking really
Yeah,
good still. And despite
he's
Caleb
been looking
Williams looking
great,
okay.
and the Vikings are gonna win this game,
Yeah.
according to all of us. So the only question I want to pose is, what do the Vikings do this offseason?
That's a good question.
JJ McCarthy is going to be back. What do they do? Do they trade JJ McCarthy and just
No.
re-sign Sam Darnold?
No, I think they're going to treat it a lot like the Case Keenum year that the Vikings made the playoffs. Minneapolis Miracle, if you remember, against the Saints, where Case Keenum took that team to 11 wins and a couple playoff wins, got them to the championship game, and they still got rid of him in the offseason. Now, Sam Darnold has looked better and is better than Case Keenum, so you can't,
Right.
compare it like
Apples
one
to
to one.
apples.
Yeah, but I think they're gonna treat it the same way. They're gonna let Sam walk. Somebody's gonna sign him to a big contract. I think it's gonna be the Colts personally, um, and uh, and the Vikings are gonna end up getting a comp pick for 1 year of Sam Darnold, and I think they're fine with that. And then I think Daniel Jones is gonna be the veteran quarterback in that room with JJ McCarthy, and we'll see who starts between those two come week one. I think that's what's going to happen in Minnesota next year.
Very interesting. I certainly think that Sam Darnold's going to test free agency, and I can certainly see another team giving him more money than what the Vikings are going to offer, because the Vikings have a plan B, or plan A, if you will, with JJ McCarthy. Whereas somebody else may want to stick with Sam Darnold as their QB1 from day one. So
Sure.
certainly could see a shakeup there. Yeah, with the Derek Carr experiment didn't go great, I could see the Saints as well.
That's fair. I don't know if they're going to have the money to sign him, though. But we'll see.
No.
Maybe. Moving on to the last game on the slate, the last Monday Night Football game. And
Or the Jets. Could the Jets bring him back?
I don't know if they're going to have money either with Aaron Rodgers.
No, they won't. It'll be interesting, though, to see what happens there.
And yeah,
Let's
I
get to
don't
the last
think
one.
they would never bring him back. There's no way. He's like a dead man walking when he goes to New York. Him and Daniel Jones both New York castoffs. But yeah, I assume we're all going to be picking the Falcons against the Raiders in the last game
Yeah.
on Monday night. Despite Kirk not looking great lately,
Yeah,
they're still a
despite
better
Kirk
team.
not looking great, and honestly, like I'm gonna chalk this one up as a watch game.
Oh yeah,
Because you're getting a Raiders defense that can play pretty well sometimes. It has its moments. The Falcons have looked very bad lately, particularly Kirk Cousins turning the ball over. And if he forces turnovers against this team, they could be put in a situation that's tough. And it is a comeback game for Desmond Ridder.
yeah. Is he confirmed getting a start? Because I know AOC was still questionable last I saw.
He's listed as questionable. It was said to be like a borderline serious knee injury. So I feel like they're just going to be safe and not
Yeah.
play him.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. And Jacoby Myers has been really good this year. So has Brock Bowers.
Best tight end in the
Steer
league.
has been pretty decent running back this year as well, coming in the last couple weeks. So it could be a sleeper game there for the Raiders.
They could be sneaky. Is Rusty
But-
gonna switch it
But
up then?
they do want that top pick to get Shooter Sanders. So
True, and I hope they do. I still think Shitter Sanders in a Raiders uniform would just look awesome, and I don't want him on the Giants. So yeah, I hope I hope he's a Raider next year. Rusty's picking the Falcons though.
Rusty's picking the Falcons, even though the Raiders are his team. He's picking a 17-10 score. So he's thinking it's going to be pretty close, but he's picking the Falcons.
I don't think it'll be close. I think it'll be a get right game for Kirk Cousins personally, but you never know.
It'll be a get right game for Bijan Robinson, baby.
Hey, that could be. It could be. Max Crosby though, he might be smacking people around. Who knows?
It's true. It's true.
But yeah, that rounds it up for us. There are no bye teams this week. Are the bye teams done? Are the bye weeks over? Is that?
Yeah, they're
Darn. I have this slide for no reason now. Well, we can still hang out on the beach. That's okay.
some teams, though, will get mathematically eliminated. Some teams already have been mathematically
The Giants.
So I think you should put those teams in the beach because they are looking forward to
Because they're eliminated. I like that. I do like that. The Giants are actually the only team in the NFC that's been eliminated so far. Isn't that nice?
There's some AFC teams, though, for sure.
Yeah, there's like 5 AFC teams that are eliminated. It's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah. But that's a wrap. That's a wrap on another week. Wrap on week 15. It's been good. It's been real. It's been fun. Excited for the playoffs to come, and we gotta cop our tickets to go see the Giants. So
Yes, we do.
yeah, we gotta go get on that. But yeah, it's been real.
Until
Peace,
next
everybody.
time, fans. Peace. Oh, you can't even see my fingers. Wait. Peace.